I'm gonna tell you something. If you've ever asked a realtor a question and they've responded with, "I'm sorry, but I really can't say," there's a good reason for that, and it's called fair housing laws. Let me explain. As realtors, we're legally required to make sure that everyone has equal access to housing, no matter their race, religion, national origin, disability, sex, or familial status. So that means there are just some questions we can't answer, no matter how innocent they may seem. Here are some examples. Is this a safe neighborhood? This is a question I get asked a lot, and it's a question we can't answer because safe means different things to different people. And by answering it in a certain way, it could unintentionally steer a buyer from one neighborhood to another. So, what realtors can do is they can provide the buyer with a place to look up crime statistics so that the buyer can make an educated and informed decision for themselves. Is this a good school? So, this is a question I get asked a lot because St. Johns County is driven largely by our school system. But it's a question I can't answer because my definition of a good school and yours could be different. So instead, I just tell the buyers they need to go to greatschools.org or a similar website and see how the state of Florida has ranked the schools. Every state has a way to rank their schools, and it's based on objective data. So let the buyers determine for themselves whether or not that school meets their criteria for being a good school. Who lives in this neighborhood? We can't talk about the demographics of people who live in an area because that's called steering, and it's another fair housing violation. It could unintentionally push a buyer to choose one neighborhood over another, and as realtors, we're not allowed to do that. And another question I get asked a lot is, would I live in a certain area? And this is a hard question to answer because whether or not I would live there means absolutely nothing. It's whether or not the buyer would choose to live there. So what I always do is I go back to what's important to the buyer. I reiterate those things and I explain to them whether or not the neighborhood does or does not meet those criteria. And then they can make an informed and unbiased decision about whether or not that neighborhood is going to meet their needs. Whether or not I would live there is totally irrelevant. So what can we do? We can give you facts, data, and resources. We can point you in the right direction to get things like crime stats from local police departments, school rankings from state websites, and show you how to find out things about taxes and zoning information. Essentially, we want to help you make the best informed decision you can make for yourself. We do not want to make the decision for you. The goal is simple. Everyone deserves the same opportunity to find their perfect home. And that's what fair housing is all about. And it's why we can't answer some questions, but we can help you find those answers in certain places based on facts and not opinions.